Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here again, and I just wanted to do a short video about a debate, an option, opinion piece that has been floating around. That my favorite slasher movie, Halloween, uh, that there are different things are involved, and that the direction of Michael Myers' target in the movie would be a different person than Laurie Strode. Now, if you've seen Halloween, the first one, 1978, that one, you know he follows the entire movie basically these three girls, Linda, Annie, and Laurie, his sister, right? Um, Now, the opinion debate piece was about that M- Myers, his intended target was Annie. Now, besides, the only thing you can that I can admit is that he, for some reason, hunkers down in her house, puts the gravestone of his sister above her head when she's lying in the bed with her hands spread out like this. That's the only thing. And it's stupid to say, oh yeah, no, that's because it was his first kill since his sister. No, everybody forgets that Michael Myers killed the mechanic because that's where he gets the overalls. So he killed in between Haddonfield, Smith Grove, and Haddonfield to get some clothes. That's so forgettable. Even in the trilogy, they said he only killed three people. Well, he killed four people, but okay, moving on. Um, what I think is that he saw Annie as the strongest of the three. So, because if you look at it, Annie was the one who, when Laurie sees him near the brushes, Annie is immediately going to the brushes to see who the fuck it is. He's gone, but he probably noticed that. And then when he's in the station wagon and he's following them, she says, "Hey jerk, speed kills," and he stops, being like, "What the fuck did you say?" I mean, he sees Annie as a stronger character, as a strong. Also, when he kills her, he's the only one. Let's say except Laurie, because Laurie evades him. Now, Laurie is the strongest one because she evades him. She runs away from him. She also wounds him multiple times, right? To the point that it gets frustrating that she always drops the butcher knife. But f- let's say just let's just forget Laurie. He had a hard time killing Annie. He wanted to strangle her, but eventually he slit her throat, and that's something that I know um, Carpenter didn't want to use a lot of gore in that movie, but maybe a splatter of blood against the winch wind the uh, the glass, the side glass, the front glass, the glass of the car, the windows of the car. That would indicate that he used a knife. That would be nice because it's weird to see she's like it's all, my version and a lot of versions. You hear her overdubbing her voice, and then she's like fighting, 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 and then she does this trick, and her eyes go like this, uh, and it's just like this, and you don't really see what happened. You can see that Michael Myers does something like this, but yeah, so a little bit of blood squirting against the car window, that would be nice, but okay. Um, you can also say, okay, when everybody's at home, who does Michael Myers follow? He follows Laurie because he's standing between the sheets. He's looking at her. Really creepy shot. And if you see the TV cut, which I think is the best version of them all because you get more, and because and it's yeah, it's the censored cut in the way, but the censored cut, there's no blood in the movie, and the only thing I believe that I'm not sure, but I think the theatrical version shows you Linda, her tits, and I believe in that version you don't see them. Oh, whoopty fucking do. Now, in that version, Linda is knocking on Laurie's house door, and she says, "Let me in, let me in." She lets her in, and she says, "That guy in that station wagon is following me." So he's in the neighborhood of Laurie. So, like I said, it's Annie being the main target. I don't know. I don't know. Personally, what I think is because it does fall. Okay, he you have to understand John Carpenter never wanted a sister line. Um, but if we do follow that line, then he's killing everybody that Laurie can depend on, and she has nobody left to fight with her against him. So he's killing her friends, her flock, you know. So that's the only thing that I can think of. So yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to talk about another piece. Is that Cody Leach said, "Oh, my top 50 slasher movies," which one of them was The Terminator. A he sees the, and a few people think that the first Terminator from I'm not sure which year it is. You know, with Michael Bean and Linda Hamilton uh, and Schwarzenegger. The first Terminator slash movie. Let's see. Yes, you have a killer that follows, and in the beginning of the movie, he kills one person, that one until he gets to the right person. But when the moment comes when he gets to the right person in that dancing club, he does he doesn't care about how many people he kills. He takes the Uzi pistol and just wrap, kills like 4 or 5 people in one salvo. And the police station, that's an indication that that is not a slasher movie. I mean, he goes into a police station, and I know how many there were because they said it in the second movie. There were like more than 30 cops in that building. He goes with a riot gun and an assault rifle, and he starts to kill like at least half of that police station. And to be honest, a slasher would never do that. What does a slasher do? Waits, even supernatural slashers. So slash like a Michael Myers or a Jason, when he's zombie Jason, he probably can go in a police station too, but even he doesn't do that. He waits until his victim is alone. He kills in places where there's not a lot of people around. The police isn't around, so he can kill without any, uh, you know, problems. That's a slasher. It kills in isolated places, and one and when he and one per one, or sometimes two, but he doesn't kill an entire fucking police station. Uh, that's just ridiculous to me. Sorry. Okay, you've got your no, no. It's not, in my opinion, no way near a slasher movie. It's a science fiction, a little bit of horror movie because there are disgusting moments like when he's putting out that eye of himself. It's probably the most grimy one of them all, in my opinion, but it's certainly not a horror movie. It's not a slasher movie. And then Seven was also in the list. Now Seven with Brad Pitt. Uh, and what's his name? The black guy. So super famous. Okay, multiple famous people. Seven, maybe, maybe in the vicinity of a slasher movie, because he does kill people one by one, but then again, he's making a game out of it. And a slasher doesn't play games. He kills immediately. He doesn't leave people behind. He doesn't leave people to tell the story. And in the especially in the uncensored cut of Seven, there's one kill that always stuck by me, which is like where I really get like, oh, that's disgusting. Where the guy, and I think it's the sin lust, where the guy has sex with a prostitute, but the killer is there, putting a gun in his mouth, in the guy's mouth, and he has to put put on this contraption on his dick with all these knives and sticking out, and he has to penetrate the prostitute and completely decimate her from the inside out. And you get that scene where the aftermath scene where he's yelling, "Get this thing off me! Get this thing off of me!" He has blood all over his belly, and you can see for like a second or two the body of the prostitute and the wound. It's pretty fucking gross. That's the uncensored cut of Seven. Because in the uncensored cut, you also can see the guy he kills for greed, the lawyer, where he takes out the skin of the love handles of his body. You can see that there's patches of skin missing. Is that a slasher movie? It's closer. It's a little bit more It's closer than a slasher movie, but I still don't think so, because first of all, he doesn't kill the guy with the prostitute, and second of all, he leaves this guy alive for years to basically live in pain and agony for 2 years, which is which is fucked up beyond all recognition. But he leaves him alive. That was the guy laying in bed um with all the perfume trees, you know, where for to cover up the stench. Um, a slasher won't do that. He won't. He won't. He may maybe capture a victim, bound that victim up to kill in a way he wants to. That's but he will kill that person, he or she, probably fairly fast. And the good thing is the victim can't do anything because the victim is bounded, and he can slash her or she up, her or him up the way he wants or her wants. You never know. So Seven and the Terminator slasher movie, in my opinion, a big fat no, and that's my opinion. And then in Halloween is so these were all opinion pieces that I wanted to talk about. Is Annie the main target? No, 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 no. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And it's almost like, okay, he put the gravestone of Judith above Annie's, head when she's lying on the bed. But my opinion, it's preparation for Laurie when she comes to the house. Also, people can say, yeah, but that's because it's the first person he kills since his sister, and everybody seems to forget it. Everybody, also the movies, seems to forget the trilogy, the first one. That in the first movie, those girls weren't only killed, and Bob. No, the mechanic. Where did he? Where do you think he got that rope from? Plus, the fact is, where he gets his mask from is from a convenience store, and then Chief Brackett says, "Oh, nothing serious. They just took a mask, a few knives, and a rope." If I was a police officer in this small town, I would be concerned. I would be concerned that somebody took a mask, knives, and rope, because what the fuck are you gonna do with that? Bound somebody, kill somebody, and use the mask as a cover up so nobody can recognize you. Chief Brackett, worst sheriff of the entire Halloween franchise. That's why I like Sheriff Meeker from Halloween 4. He's the one who takes action. He would question this. No. Okay, so in any case, that's my opinion. I don't think Annie was the target. I just think he saw that she was the strongest of she was the loudmouth of the three. So okay, let's kill her first. Don't think the Terminator is a slasher. Nowhere near a slasher. He does things that slashers will never do. And seven, there's a fine line between a thriller and a horror movie. There's a fine line that is almost the same, but it's not the same. Hard to explain, but I find it hard to explain. But it's still a thriller, but not a horror movie. Seven. It's a thriller. Let's A thriller is more about mystery solving, crime, detecting, detectives, looking for like the Zodiac killer, that's a thriller, while Halloween, Friday 13, those are slashers. We're introduced with a killer who kills. Because in thrillers, we're never introduced to a killer who kills until the last part if they know who it is. So that's my 2 cents. Maybe somebody has a different comment. Always welcome. Uh, but I really wanted to react to those comments. So there you go. See you next time. Bye bye.